ladies and gentlemen, I want you to put your hands together and welcome Dhruv Malhotra. Dhruv, are you here?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning,
Good
Dhruv. So,
morning,
can
Dhruv.
everybody
Dhruv ji, welcome.
welcome,
Dhruv ji.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Dhruv bhai.
Dhruv bhai.
Welcome, Dhruv ji.
Welcome, welcome.
Welcome, sir. Welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome, Dhruv bhai.
Welcome, Dhruv ji.
So, Dhruv, why don't just a second, just 1 second. Dhruv, why don't you unmute and you can then start speaking.
Okay. Good morning, sir. Good morning,
Morning.
everyone. And thank you for having me here.
Thank you for coming, Dhruv, on such short notice.
Absolutely. Always for you.
You out, and your schedule, I know, is very, very tight. You're traveling most of the time. You could take out time today. Is really nice.
No, absolutely. For you,
I
sir.
really want you to hear Dhruv today. How Dhruv has achieved so much in his life. It is not funny. I am so impressed with what he's done in his life.
Yeah, thank you. So I'll first start with introducing myself. I am Dhruv Malhotra, and I was one of the founders for Everest Vacuum. We are the largest manufacturer for dry vacuum pumps in India. Most of these vacuum pumps go into chemical and process industry. That's
Hindi,
pharmaceutical.
English, दोनों mix चलेगा?
हाँ, बिल्कुल चलेगा, sir.
Very
I don't know if everybody is comfortable with Hindi.
Yes,
I am
yes.
absolutely
Everybody is very comfortable with Hindi.
So we manufacture vacuum pumps for chemical process industry, majorly API, active pharmaceutical ingredients. These are products that you eat, the raw material that goes into tablet manufacturing. And we have about 80% of India API units consuming our vacuum pumps. So I'll start with my journey of when I joined Rahul Jain, sir. I started with the BMP program. Currently, what you are doing, I am told you are week 35 into this BMP program. I started my BMP journey in 2019. This is pre-COVID. And we were the first batch who started with the hybrid concept of finishing BMP post-COVID. I think April or May it was when we finished BMP, and then we were so used to connecting with Rahul sir every week after week, that when it finished, there was a gap, there was a vacuum, and there was so much happening at that time that we wanted to stay connected, and we wanted the energy that we were getting from him week on week, even after the program finished. Before so we were amongst the first batch of ASP, which was the formal ASP batch. Before us, there was one batch of ASP, but that wasn't as formal or regulated. And ours was the first advanced sales program batch that I started. And along with ASP, I also started with digital marketing with Manoj Bajaj sir. These were the two programs that I did back to back, or you can say in parallel. And they helped me tremendously in terms of shaping up the business to where we are today. So today we have been acquired by a US-based multinational company. The name of the company is Ingersoll Rand. I still continue to head operations for us in India. But coming back to my journey of ASP and benefits that I derived out of that program. So once we finished BMP, typical mentality or tendency that you're so obsessed with systems and creation of those systems. And of course, wo hota hai kyunki you're seeing exceptional results coming into wherever you are entering, and you're seeing the magic happening there. But soon we realized, and Rahul sir told us, that creation of system you'll have to overcome very fast. because now you need to focus on the bigger picture. And bigger picture is how you grow your sales. Or rather, like Sir says, your biggest KPI is what is your percentage growth in profit. So I realized soon enough that sales is what we need to focus upon once BMP was completed. And I was fortunate that ASP had just started and was taking good shape. So we were about 80-85% into BMP, systems were implemented, things were coming into autopilot, and we decided that this is the time where I should come out of what we've created into our BMP journey and focus on sales.
इसने तो क्या किया था, इसने तो डिजिटल मार्केटिंग और एएसपी दोनों कर ली थी, बट वो दैट वाज अ वेरी डिफिकल्ट थिंग टू डू, बट ही मैनेज्ड टू कंप्लीट इट आल्सो.
Yes, so I remember
हिंदी ध्रुव, या मेरे से जब मांगा मैंने बोल दिया था नहीं कर सकता.
तो मैंने सर से जब बात करी थी, मैंने सर को बोला था कि सर मैं डिजिटल मार्केटिंग भी साथ ही शुरू करना चाहता हूँ, बिकॉज बहुत अच्छी वैल्यू प्रोपोजिशन उसमें भी मेरे को दिख रही थी. एंड सर सेड कि तेरे को अक्षय कुमार होना पड़ेगा अगर इफ यू वांट टू डू इट. बट once we decided, and that fortunately was the time when things were slightly lull in terms of we were not traveling so much, meeting customers, meetings were happening on Zoom, and you had sufficiently spare time. I did both the programs together, and I was very disciplined in terms of getting up every day at 4 a.m. 3 days I used to do my ASP homework, and the balance 3 days I used to do what I had to do in my digital marketing. But coming back to this, yes, the focus was very clear. और जैसे सर कहते हैं, हमेशा एक ही बात दिमाग में अटकी रहती थी, that your biggest KPI is percentage growth in profit.
ये सब के सब लिख लो जरा एक बार. योर बिगेस्ट केपीआई इज परसेंटेज ग्रोथ इन प्रॉफिट. एमडी का केपीआई क्या होता है वो मैं बाद में दिखाऊंगा, बट आपका केआरए ये है.
Yeah, मतलब if that is happening, this means whatever you are doing is working in the right direction. तो वो point से I was obsessed, and I actually wanted to measure myself on a monthly basis as to how we are growing in percentage growth in our profits. Now we track it on a quarterly basis, but that gave us a lot of insights कि किस डायरेक्शन में जाना जरूरी है. और तब यही समझ आया कि sales is the only one thing from where we can grow at the rate at which we want to grow. अब मैं थोड़ा सा रिजल्ट्स पे पहले आता हूं, then I'll come back to the sharing part of it. So, and I'll cover a period which was pre our acquisition, which is the 3 years when I started my BMP journey. So our profits during those periods grew by almost 620% from when I started my BMP journey. In terms of, that is bottom line I am talking about. In terms of EBITDA as a percentage, in 2019, before I entered BMP program, we were at 19% EBITDA. We are an engineering company, manufacture capital equipment items. We were at 19%. If you benchmark that to industry, I would say we were somewhere in between. To fast forward to 2022, that was the best for us. We were at an EBITDA of 53%. So from 19, इसका मतलब अगर हम 100 रुपीस की सेल कर रहे हैं, पहले हमारा EBITDA होता था 19%, and we were able to, by using the science that was taught to us in BMP and ASP, we were able to increase it from 19% to 53%.
53% कैसे हो गया? 19 to 53.
At peak, sir, we were 53%, yes.
Wow. And in an industrial goods kind of a situation.
In vacuum pumps. So currently we manufacture.
This is industry average क्या है?
So best benchmarks would be at 32, 33%, 33, 34%.
Indian best benchmarks.
global best benchmark. So now we're competing with the best in the world. We're competing with Atlas Copco, we're competing with Kaiser. So these are industry leaders across the world.
These are the fortune giants.
Yeah, they are all fortune giants. They're
So
all fortune.
India, you're not talking about Indian benchmarks.
Indian benchmarks are relatively, I would still say, much lower, and that gave us a lot of happiness because now my job profile now is slightly different, where my funnel is not product funnel, it is companies funnel. So we look after how we can acquire more and more companies.
तो अब
Competition.
आप ज्यादातर आप एक्विजिशन में हो.
Yes. Now the organic growth is what our team is managing. My prime responsibility is how we can add inorganic growth to the company.
ऑर्गेनिक ग्रोथ क्या होती है, इनऑर्गेनिक ग्रोथ क्या होती है? अभी हम लोग यहाँ पर ना, अभी हम लोग सिर्फ ऑपरेशन में कि लोग काम कर लें, तो थोड़ा सा ना आपको हिंदी में हमको बताना पड़ेगा ये क्या मतलब होता है, क्योंकि मतलब ये तो समझ में नहीं आ रहा ना. हम तो ये देख रहे हैं कि भाई हमारा बंदा काम नहीं कर रहा. आप कह रहे हो इनऑर्गेनिक ग्रोथ, मर्जर, एक्विजिशन, ये क्या होता है?
तो सर जैसे
Guys, are you interested in this or no? Yes, no, मतलब अगर नहीं है तो फिर we'll not have touch this topic.
organic growth is, sir, as standalone. So if I leave the business and I let that business grow, वो कितना ग्रो कर सकता है, which is typically benchmarked at 20, 30, 35, 40%. मतलब that is sustainable growth. That is organic actions that we are taking. Inorganic is like, to give you an example, today.
मतलब अगर मैं ऑर्गेनिक ग्रोथ को हिंदी देसी भाषा में बोलूं, ऑर्गेनिक ग्रोथ वो है जो आप अपने प्रॉफिट बढ़ा बढ़ा के कर रहे हो.
हाँ, टर्नओवर बढ़ा रहे हो और प्रॉफिट बढ़ा रहे हो और
तो
सेम प्रोडक्ट लाइन में आप आगे बढ़ रहे हो.
तो आप ये कह रहे हो कि जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल मैं ये कह रहा हूं कि पहले ऑपरेशंस ऑटो पायलट किया, फिर सेल्स ऑटो पायलट किया, फिर सेल्स में ग्रोथ आ गई, सेल्स ग्रो करने लग गई या 600% सेल्स की ग्रोथ हो गई, सेल्स की नहीं, सॉरी, प्रॉफिट्स की ग्रोथ हो गई 600%, और एबिटा वेंट अप थ्रू द रूफ. उसके बाद फिर एक स्टेज आती है जब आप कह रहे हो कि अब हम इनऑर्गेनिक ग्रोथ में हैं, अब हमारे को ये नहीं देखना कि हमारी कंपनी के
हाँ,
प्रॉफिट.
मतलब हमारी teams are still working on organic growth. That is the benchmark that we follow in terms of how the business is moving forward as standalone. But yes, because we want to be, or our aspiration is to be the largest in terms of market share in India, we move forward with acquiring our competition also. बहुत सारी फैमिली ओन्ड बिजनेसेस इंडिया में जो हमें लगता है कि कैन बी रन मच बेटर बीइंग पार्ट ऑफ मल्टीनेशनल कंपनी. वी एक्वायर दोज कंपनीज एंड दैट इज termed as inorganic growth for us.
So then what is it, how do you do it, what do you do, ये कैसे करते हैं, ये क्या होता है? ये तो
So
नया.
where we started off in this, or why I touched this topic, was that you asked me that what is the EBITDA benchmark of such companies. So typically such companies are like what we were earlier, somewhere in the range of between 15 to 20% EBITDA, and they're very happy with that. But yes, becoming part of your group, understanding, doing BMP, and then after that doing ASP, and probably the strategy part of ASP, which played the most critical or exciting thing for me, was how we can optimize, or how we can. So हमने बहुत ज्यादा चेंजेस नहीं करे. इट्स जस्ट दैट वी स्टार्टेड रनिंग आवर बिजनेस मच मोर एफिशिएंटली. ऐसा नहीं है कि हमने अपनी प्राइसेस बहुत बढ़ा दिए कस्टमर्स के साथ, या हमने जो बेसिक कोर्स या बेसिक प्रिंसिपल्स पे फोकस करना शुरू किया, उससे हमें ये बेनिफिट मिलना शुरू हुआ. वी स्टार्टेड यूटिलाइजिंग आवर operational teams and our sales team much more efficiently.
मच मोर एफिशिएंटली मतलब?
मैं सर एक एग्जांपल पे आता हूं, उससे ये और ज्यादा क्लियर होएगा. सो ASP में एक चीज जब हमने डेटा पे बात करी तो हमने ये कैलकुलेट करा कि हमारा जो सेल्स लीड टाइम है, जैसे उसको कहते हैं ऑफर टू ऑर्डर रेशियो, when we started benchmarking or when we started measuring ourselves, we were at 68 days.
68 days from offer.
Offer इसका to order. So
अच्छा,
on an average, ऑफर से लेके ऑर्डर तक हमें 68 डेज की साइकिल लगती थी, जिसमें सारी सेल्स की फनल की एक्टिविटीज, मतलब फ्रॉम व्हेन यू जनरेट और व्हेन यू क्रिएट लीड टू व्हेन यू आर एक्चुअली एबल टू क्लोज, ऑन एन एवरेज वी वर टेकिंग 68 डेज. We were able to bring that down from 68 to 32 days.
wow.
So our resources remaining the same, we were able to optimize within those resources. उनकी जो throughput है वो हम better कर पाए.
Double
Similarly,
कर,
और या डबल हो गई ना, इसका मतलब if your 10 people were booking say 100 crores earlier, now those same 10 people are booking 200 crores. So
very
without increasing your fixed cost, you are optimizing, and all of that is adding to your bottom line. Similarly, order to dispatch, we were at 85 days. इसका मतलब हमारे पास on an average order आता था, हम customer को dispatch करते थे 85 days में equipment. For whatever reason, कभी customer नहीं तैयार, कभी हमारी execution नहीं तैयार, कभी documentation नहीं हो रही. There can be XYZ reasons. But as a number, when you calculate the whole number, we were at 85 days. We were able to understand, map it, and bring it down to 28 days.
wow. 85 to 28 days.
Yes.
Amazing.
Total cycle अगर मैं अब ये जोड़ूं, 68 plus 85, we were at 153 days. We were able to bring this 153 to 60 days. This means from a time that a lead is being created till the time that we are realizing money, earlier we used to take 153 days, which we brought down to 60. So this added to our benefit of net working capital. Jaise, I don't know, probably somebody in, I think in one of your sharings only, or rather you only told us about Michael Dell and how Dell works on a negative working capital cycle.
Absolutely.
So these were ideas that we started understanding from there. We started, when we started mapping those, we started understanding, and that is how we started building on the efficiencies. And probably
You understand negative working capital. एक बार समझा दो. आपको सबको समझ में आ रहा है नेगेटिव वर्किंग कैपिटल क्या होती है? नहीं समझ में आ रहा. ध्रुव, नेगेटिव वर्किंग कैपिटल क्या होती है?
So, sir, basically your working capital is, मतलब जैसे माइकल डेल के केस में, डेल कंप्यूटर्स के केस में क्या होता था कि the customer pays you in advance and you get credit from your suppliers. So, and you are able to ship out. So typically होता क्या है, if you go to a Dell website and you order a computer today, you are required to pay advance. The customer will, so you're paying advance and the company will ship you out after 7 days. But they are paying their their vendors after 30 days. This means 23 days is the capital that they have with themselves available, which is your capital to expand, which is either the vendor who's funding them or the customers who are funding them. The advantage is that when you want to grow exponentially, capital can become one of the possible constraints. In such cycles, capital will never be the constraint. You'll always have a bottleneck, which will be something else, but not capital.
Very nice. So guys, I want you to understand this. One of the things that we will have to de-bottleneck, अभी हमने operations को de-bottleneck किया. Second, हमको sales de-bottleneck करना है, और sales should not be a constraint. अभी bottleneck operations है, operations से shift करके sales पे आएंगे. फिर we also need to have capital if you want to go for exponential sales. Exponential sales. Exponential sales मतलब आप जैसे 500, 600, 400, 300, 200% ग्रोथ अगर कर रहे हो, तो आपको कैपिटल बहुत ज्यादा चाहिए होता है. बिकॉज आपको नॉट ओनली डू यू हैव टू एक्सपैंड इन टेरिटरीज ऑपरेशंस, बट ऑपरेशंस भी चाहिए ना.
I'll
Sorry.
come back, sir, to the structure. So In ASP, the advantages, and this was all part of the strategy. I don't know what the structure is now. I think मैंने 2021 में करा था, but it would be a much more powerful program now. But sales, marketing, and then strategy. These were the three buckets that we did. This was all part of the strategy that we understood, and we were able to challenge within our teams. In sales, we were able to divide ourselves between CRR and NBD. And CRR, we had OTP CRR and NBD, which was CRR NBD, which was upselling. Similarly, in NBD activities, we were able to have incoming, which is leads that are coming to us, and outgoing. This is NBD's new business development. एंड न्यू बिजनेस डेवलपमेंट में हमें जो बेनिफिट मिला वो ये मिला, पहले तो हमारे पास नंबर्स ही नहीं थे, वी डिडंट हैव द डेटा. Biggest advantage that we started getting was we started creating all that data centrally. So we were based pan India, data was locally available in regional offices. We were able to amalgamate and centrally control all of that data. When we got the data, we understood that new business development that we are doing on an average year on year was only 12%. Just by changing focus and making slight modifications to our strategy, connecting with teams, explaining them why it becomes important, we were able to take new business development up from 12% to 38%.
Wow. So हर महीने 38% नया बिजनेस आ रहा था, 12% आ रहा था, अब 38% नया बिजनेस आ रहा है. और जैसे ही नया बिजनेस आता है फिर उसके बाद वो सीआरआर बन जाता है. अब वो
सीआरआर बन जाता है,
पार्ट ऑफ द केटी. अगले महीने फिर
38% कोई नया बिजनेस आता है. So every time a new customer, it became a standard KPI in our MIS. We call them as IDMs now, Impact Daily Management. But yes, as a part of MIS, that's a standard KPI that we used to track. कि कितना नया बिजनेस आया है और अगले हफ्ते कितना नया बिजनेस आएगा. एनबीडी आउटगोइंग में हमें एक और एडवांटेज मिला जो आप साइंस सिखाते हैं, गोल्डन सर्कल की. वी इंस्टेड ऑफ लेटिंग कस्टमर्स चूज अस, वी स्टार्टेड चूजिंग आवर कस्टमर्स. सो वी यूज्ड टू टारगेट that these are the customers that we want to go forward with, or these are the customers that we want to target. This should be our strategy, and this is how we should be approaching or targeting those customers. So we started targeting customers in our existing market. We started opening up new applications because existing market में बहुत जल्दी अगर आप NBD continuously month on month कर रहे होते हो, तो the challenge that you start facing is that funnel dries up very quickly. You have limited people. So we started opening up new applications for ourselves. और वो new applications में कैसे हम अपने product को बेच सकते हैं, how can we start targeting? Like I would still say we pivot, or we are the strongest in chemical and process, but now we've gone beyond chemical and process. So we are in industrial, we are in plastic extrusion, we are in semiconductor, we are in solar manufacturing. So these are all different applications that we were able to open up.
With the same products, you opened up many applications.
Absolutely, absolutely. Product is still the same. So now we have, in fact, now the structure of the company is slightly different. We have 3 different manufacturing locations where we service out of. But पहले Delhi थी सर बस. So we were a Delhi-based business. Now we have a manufacturing location in Pune and one more in Chennai. But वो स्ट्रक्चर उनको हमने अलग अलग कर दिया. Like Delhi is still our center of excellence for dry technology. So any dry vacuum technology that is getting manufactured will happen in Delhi. Similarly, Pune is wet technology. So any wet vacuum pumps, that is a liquid ring or anything to do. And Chennai is oil. So oil rotary or oil-based vacuum pumps, they're all getting manufactured in Chennai. Another advantage, जब ये डेटा हमने कैप्चर करना शुरू करा, बहुत बार हम परसेप्शन पे काम करते थे या गट फीलिंग पे काम करते थे. कि हमें ऐसा लगता है या हम ऐसा सोचते हैं या हमारे लोग हमें समझाते थे कि हमें ऐसा करना चाहिए. When data started coming in front of us, we started basing our decisions on the data. लोग गलती कर सकते हैं, लोगों की परसेप्शन में कई बार हो सकता है मेरे को ही अपना एक एम्प्लॉय की तरफ लाइकिंग है तो मैं शायद अलग तरीके से उसके लिए सोचता हूं या डिसीजन देखता हूं. बट when you become data centric, things become much more different and they become much more logical. I think that also for us played a key role in the way we started taking our decisions based on which markets we should be investing into, which territories we should be investing, because you can't do everything at the same time. So that played or gave us a lot of benefit. This all happened because of the sheets that you shared with us during the ASP program. Another very strong benefit was we created, so earlier our mentality was typical that you have sales and those sales people are managing everything. Doing this program, we were able to understand the importance of why we need to break up sales into different parts. So we started categorizing them as sales and sales operations. In sales operations to support, so our sales.
Guys, I want you to hear Dhruv very carefully now.
In sales, our people are only focused, so our people who are there out are only focused on meeting people, closing deals, adding more to the funnel. Everything once the order is received, or rather not even received, मतलब उसी में ही हम बहुत पहले से ही एक एक्टिविटी शुरू कर देते हैं जिसमें हमने इनसाइड सेल्स एक टीम बनाई है. We started off with calling them as inside sales. Today we call them as sales enablement. What they do is they focus on all activities. So we measure our NPS scores very efficiently today.
What is NPS? समझा दो एक second.
Net promoter score. I think people can Google the definition, but yes, it 100 is the best. Currently, when we started measuring our NPS, we were at -32. Today, I think we would be trending at +70.
Wow.
How happy our customers are with us, and would they? Sorry.
By the way, guys, NPS score is very difficult to raise. बहुत मुश्किल होता है रेज करना. एंड एनपीएस स्कोर इज द फाइनल डेस्टिनेशन फॉर इफ यू वांट टू नो कि हमारा काम ठीक चल रहा है कि नहीं चल रहा. सिर्फ एनपीएस से ही निकलता है और किसी से नहीं निकलता. और आप सब एनपीएस निकाल सकते हो, गूगल से निकाल के देख लो एनपीएस कैसे होता है. दिस इज व्हाई आई एम सेइंग प्लीज लिसन टू व्हाट ध्रुव इज सेइंग वेरी केयरफुली एंड स्टार्ट मेकिंग नोट्स व्हाइल ही इज टॉकिंग. यस ध्रुव.
हमारे पास आज की तारीख में, so every day in the morning at about, it's a night trigger, we are using Salesforce today, so automatically मेरे पास एक email trigger आ जाती है that what is my Delhi NPS score. We have a dedicated team now who's focusing on ensuring that our NPS is measured properly. Second, so it's a part of the sales enablement that we do. Second is that all our offers, जो पहले हमारा local sales, regional sales team offer बनाती थी और वो डेटा हमारे पास आता ही नहीं था या मिलता ही नहीं था या MIS में भी नहीं हम कैप्चर कर पाते थे क्योंकि वो बताना ही नहीं चाहते थे. जो उनको अगर लगता है कि ये ऑफर की प्रोबेबिलिटी बहुत कम है और इससे मेरी रेशो खराब होगी, वो बताते ही नहीं थे हमारे को. Everything now is managed centrally. So all our offers that are going out go out through a central automated system where you can track that where the offer is being generated. So today my salesperson does not have to take any, मतलब उसको वो time spend करना ही नहीं. Execution, once the order is received, बार बार सेल्स के पास फोन आता है कि कस्टमर का कि यार मेरे ऑर्डर का क्या हुआ या क्या प्रॉब्लम हुई. Today that responsibility is also transferred from him, so they have dedicated people sitting at the back end as a part of sales operations who ensure execution of the orders once they are received. Or AR collection, मतलब account receivables collections, advance bank guarantees, performance bank guarantees, because we deal with government organizations also. a lot of time of salespeople used to go into managing these activities. फाइनेंस वाला सेल्स को फोन कर रहा है, सर वो आपकी पार्टी की पेमेंट नहीं आई, या अलग अलग प्रॉब्लम्स होती थी. So what happened was, when we started doing the program, as the program progressed, we started understanding from our teams that if we want to improve your performance, what should we do differently? And these were all ideas that came out of those discussions, that हमें inside sales department अलग बना देना चाहिए, हमें execution department अलग बना देना चाहिए, हमें account receivable, collections, performance bank guarantees, वो सारा एक अलग से दे देना चाहिए, so that our sales focus only on selling. So there is a mantra that we run internally where we say, let sales sell. Everything else that is peripheral to selling structure becomes part of sales operations, and there are people in the office at the back end who support our sales people who are on the field or in the field.
हाँ, मैं थोड़ा सा रिवर्स करूंगा ध्रुव. बिफोर यू स्टार्टेड सेल्स एंड बिफोर यू डिड सेल्स, तो पहले सेल्स कौन करता था?
पहले सर बहुत सारी सेल्स तो मैं भी करता था, मेरे ब्रदर भी करते थे, और हमारे पास जो टीम थी वो भी हमारी सेलिंग करती थी.
कितने परसेंट सेल्स आप और आपके भाई मिलके करते थे कंपनी में?
So any order that was beyond 10 lakhs, we used to be involved and we used to be closing those orders.
और उसके बाद जब आपने सेल्स ऑटो पायलट कर दिया, उसके बाद आपको सेल्स क्लोज करने की जरूरत पड़ी क्या? और आपका जो सारे के सारे तो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स इंडस्ट्रियल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स हैं, टेक्निकल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स हैं बहुत, तो वो
Yes.
सेल्स आपको क्लोज करने की, नेगोशिएशन क्लोजिंग करने की जरूरत पड़ी?
नहीं, अब मैं बिल्कुल इन्वॉल्व नहीं होता सर सेल्स में. आई एम एब्सोल्युटली फ्री फ्रॉम सेल्स. आई मीट माय कस्टमर्स बट आई मीट देम आउट ऑफ चॉइस. कई बार आप हमें कहते हो ना कि the most powerful conversations that you have is when you have those conversations without an agenda. So that is what I follow a lot now. In fact, meeting them gives me insights as to how we can grow faster. So अब जितनी भी meetings customer से होती हैं, that's with basic agenda of what is it that he wants us to do additionally. जैसे Friday हमारी Reliance में meeting थी, and we met the top person there, Mr. B. Narayan. He's right-hand man of Mukesh Ambani, as to how we can change things which give them the comfort or make us their preferred vendors. उनको बाकी हमारे कंपटीशन के साथ डील करने में क्या चैलेंजेस आते हैं, हमारे साथ डील करने में क्या चैलेंजेस आते हैं, because very soon you realize that you go beyond the product itself. So then it becomes more about how you're able to provide the complete solution end to end to the customer.
तो अब आप सेल्स पूरा आपका ऑटो पायलट पे चल रहा है. आपको ना
Yes.
थोड़ा नीचे लेवल पे आना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि अभी you're talking to an audience जो कि बीएमपी में बैठी है, इनको सेल्स ऑटो पायलट मालूम ही नहीं. अभी लाला खुद जाके सेल्स क्लोज कर रहा है सारी. इज दैट राइट गाइस?
हाँ, कर तो रहे हैं सर, बट वो सस्टेनेबल नहीं है. मतलब इट इज नॉट समथिंग दैट यू कैन स्केल अप विद. इट इज नॉट समथिंग दैट इज सस्टेनेबल. एंड अगर आप खुद सेल्स कर रहे हो, आप डिस्काउंट, आपका एम्प्लॉय के पास एक हमेशा ना कहने के लिए, जैसे मेरी भी कोशिश होती है, वी आर नेगोशिएटिंग फॉर बिग मशीन्स पैकेजेस, मैं हमेशा उन कंपनीज को कहता हूं यार अपने एमडी को बुलाओ मेरे पास, बिकॉज आई नो ही इज द वन हु हैज द डिसीजन मेकिंग अवेलेबल विद हिम. हिज सेकंड इन लाइन और थर्ड इन लाइन वोंट हैव दैट. So for the benefit of your business, it's better as to how you stay behind the scenes and orchestrate than being right in the front. Of course, you need to be right in the front sometimes, but it is better to be behind the scenes and orchestrate how things are shaping up.
तो आप अब सिस्टम बनाते हो और सेल्स को आगे बढ़ाते हो पीछे से, मगर कस्टमर के पास सेल डील क्लोज करने नहीं जाते.
नहीं, सेल्स डील हमारा सर इन माय मतलब the biggest order that I have closed is with Reliance. It's happened this year. The order value was 78 crores. I did not go.
सिंगल
Not even
वैल्यू 78 करोड़
single order value 78 crores.
और आप नहीं गए?
नहीं.
रिलायंस के साथ।
रिलायंस के साथ।
सो गाइस, वुड यू वांट सेल्स टू बी ऑटो पायलट जब आपको सेल्स खुद करने की जरूरत ही ना पड़े? नो, नॉट इंटरेस्टेड। यस, इंटरेस्टेड। जब आपको कस्टमर के पास जाकर माल बेचने की जरूरत ना पड़े, और ये रिटेल में भी हो सकता है बाय द वे। आई एम जस्ट ट्राइंग टू गेट यू एट दिस लेवल जहां पर अभी ये लोग बैठे हैं। अभी ये लोग ना ये इमेजिन भी नहीं कर सकते कि हमारे बिना सारी सेल्स हो सकती है। अभी सारी सेल्स, कोई भी थोड़ी सी भी बड़ी सेल्स हो, या थोड़ी सी भी ट्रिकी सेल्स हो, या थोड़ी सी भी टेक्निकल सेल्स हो, तो इन्हीं को जाना पड़ता है।
I'll move on, sir. We'll be short on time. The two more things that I want to cover. One is
अब थोड़ा और टाइम ले लो, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है।
One is the benefit that we created for ourselves. जैसे आप कहते हो, what is your mafia offer? So we always used to think, how can we create our mafia offer? And I'll give you two examples on this. We are competing with almost all international giants. Patented technology we have in India. And typically we are not selling cheaper than what our competition who's importing from Germany or Japan would be selling, even though we are manufacturing in India.
मतलब आप जो जापानीज और जर्मन कंपोनेंट्स हैं, उसके लेवल पे बेचने लग गए हो अब।
उससे हम 10-15% महंगा ही बेचते हैं।
और पहले क्या होता था?
नहीं, पहले तो ये बेंचमार्क किया ही नहीं था ना सर हमने कभी। पहले तो वो सोच उस लेवल पे तो सोचा ही नहीं था। बट
पहले
आज ही
क्या?
तारीख में कस्टमर को पता है कि एवरेस्ट का प्रोडक्ट would be amongst the most expensive in the market. But I'll explain you why we've been able to do that and what our moats are in the business now. So, like I said,
मोट भी समझानी पड़ेगी, मोट भी नहीं मालूम होना। और कमोडिटी प्रोडक्ट है वैक्यूम पंप्स, हर बंदा बना रहा है बाय द वे इंडिया में। इज दैट राइट?
we have a lot of people who are manufacturing these pumps, but not at the scale or at मतलब जिस तरह हम बना पाते हैं उस तरह नहीं बना पा रहे वो।
ये पहले ऐसे था कि पहले नहीं था?
नहीं सर, ये तो धीरे धीरे माइंड में हमारे शिफ्ट आया ना। मैंने आपको बताया कि देखो, जब हम अपने एबिटा को 19 से 53 पे लेके आए, it is all these things that contributed to ensuring that we can reach there. I'll come to this point now on delivery. So what we started doing, probably ये डिजिटल मार्केटिंग में मैंने समझा था कि कॉस्ट बेनिफिट एनालिसिस शीट हमें एक बनानी चाहिए। और आप भी यही कहते हैं हमेशा कि नेवर सेल योर फीचर्स, sell the problem or the pain to the customer. What we started doing was we started identifying कि कस्टमर हमारा प्रोडक्ट खरीदेगा तो उससे उसको फायदा क्या होगा, हाउ विल ही बेनिफिट आउट ऑफ इट, what are the savings that he will be able to get, and because of which we calculated or we created a calculator which was called as the cost benefit analysis calculator. Each and every of our sales people is using that calculator. We are able to calculate based on specific parameters that we take from the customer, that if he switches on from a different technology and comes into our technology, which is the dry technology, what is the benefit that he will get. With one customer, when we were sitting, we were discussing, and this is a case study that I'm giving you right now, we were able to establish that every day when the customer is not using a dry vacuum pump, whether be it ours or whether be it competitions, he is losing 2 lakhs in indirect profit that he can save. So, which is his utility cost, as well as the solvents. And these solvents, because pharmaceutical solvent is expensive, 2 लाख रुपए का हर महीने हर रोज का उनका नुकसान था।
गाइस आई जस्ट वांट टू पॉइंट आउट फॉर अ मिनट, ये पहले कुछ नहीं था ऐसा, पहले जाके बेच, इज दैट राइट ध्रुव?
नहीं, यस, पहले पहले नहीं था, पहले बिल्कुल नहीं था। ये फॉर्मेट्स भी नहीं थे हमारे पास, हमें खुद ही नहीं पता था सर ये सारी चीजें, हमें ये सारी सोच ही नहीं पता थी कि ऐसे भी होता है। इनफैक्ट जब हमने अपने कस्टमर को ये चीज बताई थी तो उनको ही नहीं समझ आता था कि ये तुम क्या बता रहे हो, बट जब नंबर्स डालने शुरू करे तो एवरीबडी एग्री टू द फैक्ट्स, बिकॉज दीज आर ऑल फैक्ट्स। मतलब ये एक एक्सेल में कैलकुलेटर बन जाता है 2 मिनट में कि ये चीजें में आपका लॉस हो रहा है या ये आपकी यूटिलिटी कंजम्पशन है, और ये दिस टेक्नोलॉजी वर्सेस दिस टेक्नोलॉजी है, तो ये आपकी सेविंग्स आ रही है।
और ये हर जगह कर सकते हैं, सर्विस इंडस्ट्री में।
Anywhere, 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 anywhere. It is the opportunity cost that you can calculate and you can show it to them. हमारे कस्टमर को ये समझ आ गया कि हम 2 लाख रुपए का नुकसान, that fact got established. Now it came to discussion on delivery. We told our customer that we will be able to deliver the equipment in 14 days, क्योंकि हमने बहुत कुछ अपने BMP के थ्रू ऑलरेडी प्रोसेसेस में स्ट्रीमलाइन कर लिया था, whereas our competition was giving them in 45 to 60 days. When we calculated, so it was very simple for us to explain it to them that this is what we are offering to you. We will be able to, internally we were very sure we will be able to deliver to you within 7 days, but we kept a buffer of another 7 कि कुछ गलत जा सकता है, and this was the first time when we did such a thing with them. And the customer told us कि यार आज ऑर्डर लेने के वक्त तो सब लोग कहते हैं कि हम आपको डिलीवरी दे देंगे या हम आपको हमारी सबसे जल्दी डिलीवरी होगी, बट जब ऑर्डर चला जाता है उसके बाद XYZ चीजें आ जाती हैं कि अभी तो एडवांस नहीं प्रोसेस हुआ, या अभी तो डॉक्यूमेंटेशन नहीं हुई, या अभी तो ड्राइंग अप्रूवल नहीं हुआ. Now we knew that his pain point was he could see that every day he is not running the equipment, he's losing 2 lakhs. So emotionally he had taken the decision कि यार मेरे को ये equipment तो चाहिए. It was just a matter of point that he was negotiating with us कि आप दोगे या आपका competition देगा. We were able to tell him कि सर हम आपको 15 दिनों में डिलीवरी देंगे, and internally we spoke to all our teams and we were crystal clear that we'll be able to deliver within 7 to 10 days. We said, sir, 15 days we'll deliver to you. If we are not able to deliver to you for XYZ, any whatever reason, we will give you 30% off on invoice value, no questions asked. जैसे आपकी money back guarantee होती है, हमने कहा no questions asked, we'll give you 30% off on our invoice value. And that created the confidence in, and this was a big order. It was an order for about 2 crores. So 30% was about 60 lakhs, not a small amount. But it gave our customer the confidence that yes, these guys know what they're talking about and they're serious, they're not joking. We said, give it to us in black and white in writing, we will accept your terms and conditions and we'll move forward. तो आज मार्केट में क्या ट्रेंड क्रिएट हो गया है कि यार आपको अगर डिलीवरी चाहिए, और क्योंकि होता क्या है एपीआई में द ट्रेंड चेंजेस वेरी फास्ट, कभी भी कोई भी बीमारी आ जाती है एंड immediately the demand for the products change. They need the products sooner than later. मतलब वो 60 दिन वेट करने को तैयार ही नहीं होते. आज मार्केट में ये कंसेप्ट है that people know if they want urgent deliveries, Everest is the only supplier who will be able to fulfill that delivery for them.
Very nice.
हमारा बहुत बढ़िया
one thing I just want to point out, जैसे आप लोग अभी MIS देख के अपना पूरा सिस्टम बदल रहे हो, एक सेकेंड, जैसे आप लोग MIS देख के अपना पूरा सिस्टम बदल रहे हो, असली में सिस्टम बदलता है जब आप अपनी सेल्स का सिस्टम लगा लेते हो, तो हमारा पूरा ऑपरेशंस बदलता है. तब हमें पता लगता है कि हमें जो चाहिए देखो, हमें जो चाहिए वो हमारे लिए नहीं चाहिए, हमारे को जो चाहिए वो चाहिए हमारे कस्टमर के लिए। तो कस्टमर को क्या चाहिए वो पता लग जाए, और उसका ऑफर कैसे बनाना, उसके बेसिस पे ऑपरेशंस बदलता है। तो ऑपरेशंस होता ही तब है जब सेल्स कम्स इनटू पिक्चर। सॉरी ध्रुव।
The other thing that we started doing, or which we started pivoting ourselves, was because now we got into the concept of collecting data, seeing what what actual numbers are. एक हमारे प्रोडक्ट में प्रॉब्लम आती है कोटिंग की, बिकॉज दीज रन इन अग्रेसिव environments, acidic environments, so material is internal pumps are coated. We used to provide our customers coating of 12 months from commissioning, 18 months from date of supply. We started work, and there were failures. The cost of the coating is about 30% of the cost of the machine, recoating the pump. And there, typically every product has this problem of failures. When we started getting facts, we started working with our engineering teams to understand what we can improve on this. And we realized that we can, by making some changes in our processes, we can go in for a superior form of coating, which will help us deliver better performance at customer site. We developed that technology, we got it patented, and today our competition is offering 1 year as standard warranty, whereas we started offering 3 years as standard warranty.
Did it not become too expensive?
No, for us it did not. When we started getting all our data, we realized that our cost of the what we are spending on recoating is less than 1% of the total revenue that we are generating out of that in terms of failures, warranty failures. So we were able to very clearly establish that ये चीज को अगर हम अपनी, क्योंकि ये कई पॉइंट्स थे जो एज नेगेटिव मार्केटिंग हमारे अगेंस्ट यूज करे जाते थे. So we were able to give it very clear in our offers to our customers that we are the only company who will be committing to offer you 3 years of standard warranty, which can be extended up to 5 years. तो customers का automatically confidence level change करता चला गया हमारे product के तरफ या ऊपर. Like I said, I did the digital marketing program also. Simultaneously, we were able to create a very powerful position statement for ourselves. So these many machines, these many customers, this is the additional profit that we've saved for our customers. उससे हुआ क्या, when the opening statement that we were telling to our customers gave our people and the customer confidence that these are people with whom I would love to discuss my problem. I would like to have a discussion and understand what is the solution that they can offer to me. Now coming on to one very important point, which I thought giving us a lot of result, was across all of this, we started having sales strategy meetings once every month with all our team members. This means all our people, either remotely or physically once in a quarter, otherwise once every month, we used to connect and discuss onto what orders we are losing. जैसे lost customer report या lost business report बनती है. I think it's a part of your format only. पहले हम वो चीजें स्टडी नहीं करते थे, but now our focus became कि if we are losing an order, what is the basis of us losing those orders? Where on this strategy call we used to discuss one of this, and the other was success stories. So अगर एक region में एक methodology से हमें success मिला है, how can we share it with our other regions across other team members, so that they also understand and they are also able to implement and adopt to that. I think that worked. It still continues to work brilliantly for us. We do a 1.5 day program now where everybody comes in on one afternoon. They'll spend some time in the office. In the evening, we'll have informal chit chat, dinner, drinks, bonding, good bonding that happens between all of them. And next day is where we do our whole session, after which the people can go back. But yes, I believe that has also been one point which has been very powerful for us.
ये जो शुरू हुआ था लेट, अभी मैं इनको समझाऊंगा, अभी तो सिखाया नहीं मैंने, बताऊंगा। वो टाउन हॉल का कॉन्सेप्ट से शुरू हुआ ना?
यस, टाउन हॉल का कंसेप्ट, और आई थिंक मैंने एक कई शेयरिंग में सुना था मंथन। सो मंथन, हाउ कैन यू ब्रेनस्टॉर्म टू इम्प्रूव, वो भी एक हमारा बहुत क्रिटिकल पॉइंट था। सो टाउन हॉल का कंसेप्ट थोड़ा सा डिफरेंट हो जाएगा, क्योंकि टाउन हॉल यू आर एड्रेसिंग ऑल योर एम्प्लॉइज।
नहीं, द स्ट्रैटेजी मीटिंग्स दैट यूज्ड टू स्टार्ट हैविंग, आपने ना एसपी के बाद स्ट्रैटेजी मीटिंग शुरू करी थी जो हमने बताया था। तो वो स्ट्रैटेजी मीटिंग्स क्या होती थी? बिकॉज स्ट्रैटेजी तो अभी ये लोग पहुंचे ही नहीं, इनको मालूम ही नहीं स्ट्रैटेजी क्या होती क्या है।
सर अल्टीमेटली तो आई थिंक फॉर अ बिजनेस ओनर दैट इज वेयर दे नीड टू बी स्पेंडिंग द मोस्ट टाइम, बिकॉज
मतलब
okay, you told us to read a book. I'm forgetting the name, but one of the line on that book was, "Don't be in the business, be on top of it." So that concept, we need to sometimes we need to take two steps back to understand where the business is going wrong. It's not us who's going wrong, it's the business that's going wrong, and how can we make corrections? Because if we are not thinking on that, then nobody else will. तो वो हमारा काम बहुत जरूरी बन जाता है एज बिजनेस ओनर्स टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट इफ आई नीड टू मैक्सिमाइज माय परसेंटेज ग्रोथ इन प्रॉफिट, व्हाट इज इट दैट आई नीड टू डू डिफरेंटली टू ensure that I am able to fulfill that KPI of mine. And probably that today, I would say 5 years into this journey, is the most important KPI for us to be accountable for.
right, nice, really nice. Okay, let's start winding up. What are the things that you would want to share? Other things?
So today where we stand, so we focus on 5, for me today, growth statement. And if you ask any of my direct reportees, I have 12 direct reportees today, but if you ask any of my direct reportees that what is it that is most important for you, is, so we've split the concept of doer and problem solver. Our people, our HODs who were earlier HODs, now no more. They are all called as problem solvers, and they are expected ki 50% of their time they're spending on growth. So we are discussing on how we can improve our profit.
So 50% of the time of the HODs goes into only growth.
Yes.
Very nice.
क्योंकि मेरा 80 से 90% होता है, तो उनका 50 तो होना होता है, because I keep them engaged in how we can move forward with that. So how we can improve our profit, how we can improve our revenue, how we can increase our product. When I say product, I still very strongly believe in the line that you told me, you can either be 1 mile wide and 1 inch deep, or 1 inch wide and 1 mile deep. I would rather always choose the secondary product. But yes, in our vacuum pumps mein, we want to be number 1. So how we can add complementing technologies, but yet within the vacuum pump or the low pressure field to ourselves, how we can expand with customers, and how we can which now this year onwards we've started working on, which we call as recurring revenue for ourselves. How we can increase our recurring revenue with our customers. So recurring revenue is part of the aftermarket organization, because this is something that I learned when I became part of Ingersoll Rand, that in our compressor business, say 45% of total revenue is coming out of aftermarket. In our case, it was, when we started, it was about 15-16%, which is coming out of aftermarket. Our aspiration is that we want to drive it to at least 30% in the next 2 years. which is revenue that keeps coming back to you again and again, no matter what. So focus on that. I think today these are the 5 key growth areas that I like to measure myself and my direct reportees upon. Last 2 years, we got acquired in December 22. Last 2 years, journey has been slightly different because now, मतलब हम बहुत सारी चीजें जो सोचते हैं या करना चाहते हैं as small businesses, वो multinational में they are all standard. People all, it's a way of life for them. But science different hai, I would say absolutely not. Our systems in some cases were even at par or superior, but never less in terms of how हमारे को शायद वो same terminologies ना use करते हो, but they were powerful systems that we were able to build, both in BMP as well as ASP. And it's all thank you to you.
Very nice जी, excellent, really nice and good. आपकी कंपनी का नाम क्या है, कहाँ बेस्ड हो आप?
So we have manufacturing locations in Delhi, Pune, Chennai, and Ahmedabad. And I am now responsible for multiple brands. Everest, which is the legacy brand where I started my journey from, is one of the brands. Then we have Nash, which is another US-based brand, but manufacturing happens in Pune, reports into me. Then we have Gardner Denver, which is in Ahmedabad, and we have one more brand that is under closing. So, like I said, today the funnel is different. Now we discuss on how many companies we can add to our funnel, which we can buy. So very soon we'll be announcing a acquisition of another company in vacuum pump line only.
Very nice जी, very nice, excellent. So anything else that you would like to share last minute?
I would just like to say that this, and now is what I hear from my friends who are doing ASP, that ASP is probably 10 times more effective as compared to what BMP was. When we started with BMP, we used to get very excited कि ये तो बहुत सारी चीजें बहुत अच्छे से हो सकती है, but when we started off with ASP, it was like another the scope or the potential that was available was absolutely phenomenal, and that was something that used to excite. It still continues to. In fact, मेरी जब आपसे बात हुई, I wanted to go back into my notes to brush, and I was saying brilliant. इतनी सारी चीजें उसमें इतना बढ़िया से लिखा हुआ है. I think it's a good bank of great knowledge.
Very nice. And you use 12-week here.
I still do,
12-week
yes.
here.
In fact, I have missed one of those calls now. So we call it as Impact Delhi Management, where we now live our life in quarters. We don't know a year. So you will never see me setting goals for a year. I always set goals for what we need to do in the next 100 days. Or rather, internally, we call it, we would call ourselves successful if in the next 100 days we are able to achieve this.
Very nice. Very nice, Ji, very nice. Oh, so just a sec. So, ladies and gentlemen, can we all unmute and thank Dhruv for coming and sharing with us? It's such a long
Thank you,
journey.
Dhruv.
Thank you, Dhruv. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dhruv.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dhruv.
Thank you, Dhruv. Bye.
Thank you, Dhruv bhai. It was
Thank
amazing.
you. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Dhruv bhai. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dhruv bhai.
Thank you, everyone.
Your number.
Thank you, Dhruv ji,
Dhruv bhai. It
for
was a
giving
great
us the
sharing.
basic insight
Thank you,
for merger and another. Thank you so much.
Dhruv bhai, धन्यवाद.
Very nice. Very nice, Ji. Thank you so much. Dhruv, people are asking for your number. I don't know whether it's possible for you to give your number, given your tight schedule and your travel across the world and the kind of work that you do. But if it is possible, please share your numbers. If not, then no
I
problem.
will definitely, sir. I'll put in my email on the chat, and I'll be more than glad to talk to you guys. It's just that Monday to Friday is slightly busy for travels, but otherwise, just drop in a message, and I'll definitely get back to you.
Great. So आप अपना number डाल दीजिएगा यहाँ पर chat पे. If it is possible, then people can speak to you if they want, or they can all get together and coordinate one small Zoom call with you. तो that is better. नहीं तो एक phone calls तो बड़ी मुश्किल हो जाती हैं. Because सब phone कर लेंगे अब इसके बाद तो. So everybody can get together and organize a small Zoom call with him if Dhruv is ready to give that kind of time. Great. So thank you so much, Dhruv, for taking out this time once again. And thank you and bye bye. आपका number नहीं आया. If you want, I'll put your number here. If you tell me अगर आपको चाहिए तो मैं group पे डाल दूंगा, नहीं तो नहीं डालूंगा.
No, sir, I am absolutely okay. It's just that I would request everybody to just send me, I'll just put it here, send me a message and I'll come back to you.
Okay, great. Thank
I
you.
am not being able to send the files. I'll send it to you in your personal chat, sir.
ठीक है जी, ठीक है. मैं भेज दूंगा आपको. I'll put it on your group. ठीक है. Thank you, group. Thank you so much. Really nice.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.